Is my screen visible? Okay, so I think in the previous class inheritance concept is started, and two types of inheritance, which is multi-level and the multiple inheritance are left. Am I correct? Okay, so let us discuss this multi-level first. So just see here, first let us see the diagram part. Suppose there is one class which is class A, and there is one more class which is class B, and there is, suppose if I do like this, so what does it mean? It is single inheritance because class B is extending A, which means all the properties of class give me a minute, guys. So it is a case of single inheritance because class B extends A, and which means all the properties of A class will come into B class. But if I put one more class, if I put one more class like this, which is class C, and if I do like this, which means first class B is extending class A, class B is extending class A, and after that class C is extending class B, and after that class C extends class B, which means all the properties of B class will come into C class. So suppose if there is method M1 method here, so as class B is extending the class A, so M1 method will also be accessible in this class, and after that as class C is extending class B, suppose class B have one method which is B1 method, right? And so both these method B1 method and the M1 method will also be a part of class C because class C is extending the class B. So this is nothing but a case of multi-level. Like you can see there are three levels: first level, third level, second level, third level. So here this is called as multi-level inheritance. So if I make the program, so that is very simple. So if I come to Eclipse, suppose if I make one class, two class, suppose class B is having this method, this one, and class C is having this method. Let me say class C, class C1, right? And here I will say class B1, B1 method, and here I will say So if I simply say, so just assume that this is my, just assume, like if I write here, if you see this class is the parent and this class is the child for class A, right? And similarly, if you see here, this class is the child, but for this class, what is the parent? This is the parent, right? So if I write for, if I assume that class A is the supermost parent here, so in the class A, and instead of creating this here, I will write that in class A. Okay. Now if in class B I will say class B extends A, which means all the methods and the variable, if any, will also be accessible from this class. So as I am using extends A, this method, class A method, will also come in class B. And once I will say class C, if I say extends B, which means all the method of present in the B class will also come into class C, because I am getting the property of class B using extends keyword. So here, as B is already having this method, his method, and the method coming from A, which means B is having two methods, so C will again have two method, right? So if you want to see this, like if I, so this is my main method, right? So where I'm simply running my program. So if I simply create the object of class C, so if I write C1, so if you see that C1 dot, you can see all the two methods are accessible, right? But here I'm creating the object of class C, but class C, no methods are visible here, but as we are using extends keyword, so all the methods present in the B and A class will also be part of this class, and we can call those methods with the help of objects of class C. So C1 dot, you can say class A1, class C1 dot. So what is the error? So I think we have not saved the file, so that's why it is. Okay, so error gone, and C1 dot class A1. So if I run this program, okay, if I run this program, so you can see both the methods, B1 method and the A1 method, is output is printed, because as we are using multi-level inheritance. So this part is clear to everyone? Okay, great. So there is one more type of inheritance. If I talk about, suppose there is one class, class A, class B, and there is one more class which is class C. So this is a case of multiple inheritance. Earlier we discussed multi-level, now it is multiple inheritance. Okay, so suppose, but multiple inheritance is not possible in Java through the class. It is not possible. Why it is not possible? Suppose, what is the issue here? Like if I write, suppose these two classes are having same method. Like if I say it is having show method here and show method here. So here I am saying that class C should extends A comma B, right? I am extending clearly two classes. So this is not the hierarchical inheritance, so do not confuse. Hierarchical inheritance is something like this, like one class is extended by more than one class, but here we are discussing multiple inheritance. So this is multiple inheritance, so it is not possible in the Java through class, because if you see here, suppose if some person has defined the same method in the class A and the class B, so once that these two methods will come into class C, so it will confuse, like because two methods will come. So as a human being as well, we are also confused that which method I should call, whether it is from the class A and whether it is from the class B, right? So this is called ambiguity error, which means compiler will confuse and it will throw you compile time error, ambiguity error. Like if I perform the same scenario like this, like instead of this one, suppose if I remove extends here, so if you see the diagram, class C extending A and B, so here I will say this is class B1 method and this is class A1, right? So you might think that these two methods name are different, so so you are able to do multiple inheritance, but still because there might be some issue if user will define same method with same method name, so that's why they also prevented if you declare the method's name as different, right? So you can say it is not allowing you, so it is saying syntax error, but when you try to run in notepad it will give you something like ambiguity error, right? So if you see, if you try to run it from the main method, like if I write, so here I have created the object of class A, and if I say c1 dot class A1, right? So here you can got the method name, but are you able to run that? Let us see. So this error, let me first remove this error. Okay, so you can see one error is coming at this point because this is the error, right? You cannot do A comma B, and if I run it, it will not run. You can say exception in thread main. So syntax error it is saying, which means basically it is confusing, class C is confusing whether which method should I call if I needed to call with the object, whether it is the class B1 method or the class A method, right? Here methods name are different, so I mean to say that if I declare the method name is similar, show here, right? So here this is definitely going to confuse, right? Because two methods are having the same name. So when these two methods will come into the class C, it will confuse that which method should I call. So that's why even if you declare the method's name is different, like if I say show B like this, so methods name are different, then still Java is prevented to achieve multiple inheritance, because sometimes user can also define the methods with the same name, so in that case it will create a confusion. So for the methods with the different name, it will again show you the error, right? So basically multiple inheritance is not possible in Java, so we can achieve it with the help of interface, so we have not discussed interface as of now. With the help of interface we can achieve, so we will discuss it later, but with the help of class we cannot achieve. So sometimes in the interview they will ask you that how you can achieve multiple inheritance, so you can say that we cannot achieve with the help of classes, but with the help of uh, interface we can achieve, right? So we will discuss this interface later. So this part is clear to everyone? Okay, so let us discuss one more concept. Suppose if I create a class, and here this is my main method. Suppose I want to write a function. So what is a function? Function is basically a set of statements that are grouped together to perform an operation, right? So that we can perform an operation. So I have to create a function to add two number. So let me assume that function name public add two number, add two number, and I will take variable number one. So I am not going to return any data, so I am saying return me nothing. So void is the data return type I have specified, and let me take two class variable. So int number one, number two, right? So these are called instance variable that are declared outside the method but inside a class. So these are called instance variable. And after getting the number, if I say system.out.println addition is number 2, and if I want to call this method, as this is present inside this class, I have to create a object of this class. So addition equals to new addition, and I can call the method with the help of object name. So this is the number, right? So if I say 5 and 6, so if I run this program, let us see what is the output. So it is saying addition is 11, right? So 5 plus 6, 5 will come here, 6 will come here, and then 5 plus 6 is 11. But suppose if I want to calculate the addition of 3 number, I need to write a function so that will add 3 numbers. So I will make another method. So here I will pass int number 1, int number 2, int number 3, and inside this, as I need to print 3 number, so addition plus number 3, and I can call this method from here, addition of 2 number, 3 number, so if I need to call the second method dot add 3 number, 3, 4, 5. So you see that we are just simply calling the method, but here there is one issue. If suppose if I need to write a function to add 4 numbers, so I will again make the method with the different name, right? So different name and then different name, right? you cannot take the method with the same name as of now, right? So what I will do, because my program readability is lost, because I need to create the method name with the different name for performing the addition operation. So what I will do, if I want to create, what I will do, I will simply keep the method name same. Like I know that I need to perform addition. I need to perform addition here. I will add. And suppose if I need to add 4 number, public void add. Again I will use the same method. But what I will do, as I know that this I need to add 2 numbers, so I will pass 2 parameter. So this is possible if you change the number of parameter. Here you can see number of parameters are 3, here there are 2, but the method name is same, right? So I'm maintaining the readability of my program. And here if I need to add 4 number, what I will do, int number 1, int number 2, int number 3, int number 4, right? So here you can see there is no error. So this we can do. Earlier I was writing the method name as different each time, but now I have created the method with the same name, but here I am changing the number of parameter, right? You can see number of parameters are 4, 3 and 2. So if I try to run the same program, right? If I try to run the same program, addition dot, you can see add for 2 number, it is the function, 2 parameter, 3 parameter, 4 parameter. So if I say 3 1 third 3 parameters of 5 4 comma 5 4 comma 4, and if I say, if I want to add the call the function of 2 number, I can say 5 comma 6. So based on the number of parameter, it will clearly going to identify. You can see if I put a debugger, if I put a breakpoint on each and every method, so and if I try to run the program, so based on the number of parameter, it will identify that which method should I call, even if the method name is same. So you can see object will create now 3 parameters. So which function should I call? The method will having 3 parameter, so it will come here, you can see, and number 1 value will come 4 4 4, and it will add all the 3 and output is 12, right? And again after that, which method should I call? Here I am having 2 parameter, I am passing 2 parameter here. So if I am passing 2 parameters, now this is the method that should get called, you can see, right? So what, why we are doing this? So that readability of our program is maintained. So if I write one thing, so this is nothing but called method overloading, right? It is called as method overloading. So what is the definition? When more than one method is defined in, so this is important, same class. Method overloading can be achieved in the same class by changing either first one is you can change a change in number of parameter. You can see here we have covered the first case so that we can achieve method overloading, right? I am simply changing the number of parameter, right? Number of parameters are different, 2 parameter, 3 parameter and 4 parameter. So this is, but I am keeping the method name same. So this way I can achieve method overloading, which means more than one method in the same class with the same name, but they are having the different number of parameters. So this is how you can achieve. And there is one more case, which is you can change the data type of parameter. So what does that mean? Second one, data type. Like if I write, so you cannot achieve method overloading like this. If I write int number 2 and if I remove this, right? Because everything is, you have kept everything same, so you have to either define the number of parameter more or less than the previous, right? So but you cannot keep it same, right? So do not think that I will change this name to some other name. So that is not the issue is that data type is same, so name doesn't matter even if you do like that, so you cannot achieve. But you can do one thing. If I change the data type of anyone, like if I write string, now it will allow you to achieve the method overloading, right? So basically what I will do now, uh, from here, when I'm calling the add, if I pass one string like s, right? So what will happen if I run this program? If I run this program, you can see as we are having integer and the string. So which method it should call? First is integer number, second is string, right? Value. So automatically this will be called, right? So do not focus on the output. Output will be whatever it is, right? So I need to show that which method it will call. Now after that it will call addition of the number is 4. So whatever be the output after that, integer comma integer, so it will automatically call this one. So here we are achieving the method overloading because our method name is same, but we are changing the data type of our parameter, right? So this is how, this is the second way, by changing the data type. And what is the third way? By changing the sequence of parameter. So what does that mean? Suppose if I have like this, if I stop this program, suppose it is integer comma string, right? And if you write a string here, then again it will give the error because you are keeping everything as same. So now what I can do, still I want to achieve, I can say by changing the sequence of parameter, which means integer comma string. Now what I will say, I will say string, first string and then integer, right? So here you can see I just changed the sequence. First is integer, second is string. Now here in this method, first is string and second one is and second one is integer variable, right? So if I just call this, so first one is string like red and second one is this one. So can anyone tell me that if I am running this program, which method will be called first from these two? Okay, let us see in the debug mode which method will be called. So if I run it, okay, so object will be created and now dot add. So first is integer, second is string. So first is integer and second is string. So here you can clearly see first is integer, second is string. So this method will be called, right? So now we come here and it will print, right? So basically as it is a string variable, it is not adding, it is concatenating. So number with a string, it has concatenated and it is 4s, right? And again if I run it, second one, so now first is string, second one is integer. So first one is string, second one is integer. So this method will be called and it will print, right? So these are the three ways by which you can achieve method overloading, right? So it is basically creating more than one method in the same class with the same name, so that our program readability will be improved, right? And this method overloading, so this part is clear to everyone, what is method overloading? let us see the definition one more time. So there is one concept in Java which is polymorphism. There is one concept which is polymorphism. So basically it is taking more than one form. Like if I take the example of ice, ice is having three forms: solid, liquid, and then gas, right? So content is same, but at the high temperature it will be in the solid form, at the minus temperature, right? And then once you will boil the water above 100 degrees Celsius, so it will be in the gas form, but water is same, right? So basically, so it should be, I think, water, not ice. So water is having solid, liquid, and gas. So like similarly, if I take the example of a person, like there is one person, Abhishek, right? So at home, Abhishek is the child of his mother, son of the mother. And if I talk about, suppose Abhishek is working in an MNC, so at the MNC, Abhishek is he is a employee. Suppose Abhishek also goes to college, so at college he is a student, right? So basically person is same, but he is having different form, right? So at home he is a child of the mother, at MNC he is an employee, at college he is a student, right? So basically taking more than one form is nothing but the polymorphism. So this is the general definition which you will find everywhere on the internet. But suppose if you want to explain that in interview, that what is polymorphism and how we can achieve the polymorphism in Java, so you can say that polymorphism is nothing but taking more than one form, and in Java we achieve it by methods, right? So in the Java we achieve polymorphism by the methods. Basically what we will do, we will create method. So let me instead of this one as of now, so you can simply say that you can achieve it by the methods, and you will write it is of two types of polymorphism. First is method overloading, which we have already discussed just now. So we also say method overloading or compile time polymorphism. Why we are saying it as compile time polymorphism? See, why we are saying it as a polymorphism, if you want to see, because this method overloading is a case of polymorphism, because you can clearly see the person is taking, suppose this is the person, it is having more than one form, but the person is same, right? It is having more than one form, for somewhere it is adding two number, or somewhere it is adding more than three number, right? So basically which method should get called, so once you will write the program, compiler will decide automatically that which method should I call based on the number of parameter, right? So compiler will decide, okay, so number of parameters, first is integer and second is string, so I am going to call this method. So basically your compiler will decide it. So that's why we are saying that it is a compile time polymorphism, right? And if I talk about this one second, it is method overriding. And remember that the method overloading will be achievable in the same class. So as of now you can see we are having only addition class, same class. And if I talk about method overriding, it is achieved in two different class. So basically you should know some concept of inheritance which we've already discussed in depth. So two different class, right? So I can say that with the help of inheritance, method overriding is possible. So this is one more, you can say that what is the advantage of inheritance. First is code reusability. uh, Cost cutting is also one of the, because if you are using the uh, same methods in the variable of some other class, then your product cost will decrease because you are not writing the similar code again and again, right? So method overriding we can also achieve with the help of inheritance. So I hope this method overloading is clear to everyone as of now. So if I create one package, okay, so let me take class A, class B, class A, class B, and let me take one more class which is our main class from where I will run my program. Class and here from this class I will run my program. So we have already discussed what is single inheritance, right? Suppose class A, if I write class A, so if I create one method public void show, so I will write class A method, simply I will write that show method, and class B, suppose if I make some different method public void show A, show B, okay. So as of now it is a separate class and it is also a separate class, right? But once if I do like this extends A, now if it is extending the class A, the method which is present in the class A should also be a part of class B, and it is a case of single inheritance, right? So we have not discussed anything new as of now. So from the main method, if I create the object of class B, new B, right? As you are using extends keyword, so you are able to call the method of class B1, sorry, you are able to call the method present in the class B as well as A. So if you see this method is coming from the class A because you are using extends keyword, and this method as well you can use. So if I use this one, and after that if I use, right, so it will simply call both the method So I think this part is clear to everyone. We have not discussed anything new as of now. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, I hope it is clear. So just suppose if I do like this, a b1. So please try to understand this, because many times people will confuse that if I do like that what will happen. So if I do it some other name b2, so this is our object name or the reference variable if you want to say. So here what I am doing, I am creating the object of class b. So this is the object of class b, right? And now this object, for that object I am giving the reference variable which is of type class a, right? So if I try to say object dot b2 dot show a, right, you can clearly see that b method is not accessible to us, right? So basically why it is not accessible, because here this is a case of upcasting. So what is that upcasting means here? Our b object converted to a object. A is our parent class here, right? So instead of this one, if you see, if I create the object of class a, if I create the object of class a, if I simply create the object of this class, so as I am creating the object of a class only, then I am only going to call this method. This method is not going to come, b method is not going to come here, because I am using extends keyword here, not here. So not in the a class. So obj, if I say obj dot show a, right, so b method is not going to be applicable here, right? So here this is the object of class a, but if I write in this way, a is the reference variable, b2 is of type a, and new b which is creating the object of class b. But here as you are writing in such a way, now this b object will automatically convert into our object of class a, right? And if it is converted into the object of class a, now it will only show you the method which is present in the class a, just like here, right? So show b method is not present here, only show a, right? So this is the case of upcasting. If you will find it anywhere, so just see it, right, that this will be converted into our class A object, right, and it is called upcasting to class A object, and here I will write automatically by technology, right? So this part is clear to everyone. What is the difference writing this and this? Okay, I hope it is clear. So if I write like this, suppose if I say b3 equals to, or let me first create the, so this is our object a obj2 new a. So here I am creating one more object of class a, right? And suppose if I want to, if I write like this, b obj3 equals to, okay, so what I am doing here, if you see this is our class a object, this is our class a object, clearly see, you can clearly see. And now what I am doing, I am converting my class a object, to class b object, right? Because I am giving the reference variable of type b. So here basically I have to write like this. I cannot simply say like this. If you see here, new this, sorry, not like that, new a, right? So basically here what I am trying to do, I am trying to convert, here we have done converting our child class object to parent class because a is the parent class, and here what I am trying to do, I am declared the variable of type b, reference variable of type class b, which is child class, and this is our parent class. So here I am trying to convert my parent class object to child class object, but here in Java this is done automatically, but this is not going to be done automatically, which means you cannot perform downcasting. It is called downcasting automatically, right? So till now we have not discussed anything about method overriding. So first of all we should know these concepts. So basically downcasting is not automatically done, right? So if you want to convert your class A object to class B, so you have to do like this. Before that write your child class. So this is our child class, so I am saying that convert my class A object to class B, right? So if you see, as this object earlier, if I do like this, it will only allow you to call the method present in the class A, but as I have converted, I am converting here, so you can also write like this, that's your choice, obj2, right? Now this object, if you see here, if I write after that line obj2 dot, you can see it is only having class A method, not B. So but after that, if I am converting this object to B object, right, and that reference will be holded by this one. So if I say obj3 dot, you can see both the methods are coming here, because now this object is converted into class B object, and as you know that if we can create a class B object like this, you are able to call both the method, right? So now showy method will be called as well as, right? So are you able to get that, these two, upcasting and downcasting?
So my question here,
Yeah,
what are we going to achieve with upcasting? Because I see even if you do upcasting A B2 is equal to new B,
yeah,
you're not able to see or call any methods from B,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know what is there any advantage of using
Yeah, we can
upcasting?
achieve, when we discuss method overriding, we can achieve runtime polymorphism. I will show you how, right?
Got it.
As of now we have not discussed anything about that. I just wanted to show that what will happen if you do like this and if you do like this, right? So you were saying that we are not able to call any B method. What you were saying, can you repeat it again?
Sure. In the upcasting in the example, if you see when you
Yeah,
have put your comment,
yeah,
even if you have converted the object B converted to A object, you're only having access to A only, not B object,
yeah, yeah,
right? So, I mean, my question is, I mean, if you're not, this is the second method in the list is same as the first one, meaning A object is equal to new A.
yeah,
Here
yeah,
also
same.
you're doing the same purpose here.
Hmm.
Here also you're doing the same purpose, right?
Yeah, we can
So I
achieve,
just
I
want
got your question, we
what
can achieve runtime polymorphism. I will show you just a while.
got
Okay,
it.
so first of all just tell me that are you able to get that if you write like this? If you write like this, what will happen? Is it clear to everyone? Okay, I hope it is clear. So what I will do, as of now we have not discussed anything about method overriding, right? So what is method overriding? If I create another class, or let me remove this. So this is showB method and this is showy method, right? As of now methods are different, and I am using extends keyword, right? But suppose if I make the method name as same, here it is showy method and here it is also showy method, right? If I make the method name as same, so you see that one green sign will come here. If I make the method name as different, this green sign will disappear, right? So if I try to read what that green sign will say, it is saying overrides the method present in the class A, which means as I'm using extends keyword, so as the methods name are same, you can see methods name are same, right? Here it is same and here it is same, right? So now you can change some other definition here, right? If I say instead of this one, earlier we were making different methods, right, to show some data. So instead of this I will say show, because I know that I can use method overriding, right? Now the same method will help us to, again we are using the same, you can see polymorphism means having more than one form with the same name. Earlier we discussed method overloading, there the methods name are same in the same class, but here as we are having different class, so again I'm making the same method to print something. Now I'm not saying show A show B, right? So that same method will help us to do that. So if I try to uh, simply make the object like this, b object equals to new b, and if I call obj dot, and if I call like this, so I think we have not saved our program. So if I just suppose if I say show a, show a here, and if I save it, you will going to get show a method as well as this method, right? So here there is no method overriding, like you will get both the method, right? Both the method you are getting as of now. But if I make the method name as same in both the classes and using inheritance concept by extends keyword, like if I say show here as well as show here, right? So now if I say obj dot, you will get only one method that will be of class B, right? So if you make the object like this, right, so basically we are doing that so we can print the data of class B. Like if I run it, class B show method, right? And suppose if I make it like this, so let me first write the definition of method overriding. Method overriding, it is the ability of a subclass to re-implement inherited from superclass. Superclass means parent class. So here what is our parent class? It is A, right? Superclass, or you can say parent class. Or what is the subclass? It is B, subclass, or you can say child class. So what this statement says, that method overriding is the ability of a subclass. So it is the ability of my subclass B here to re-implement a method, right? So basically it is re-implementing the same method, right? So here this method is having the some different definition, right? And my class B method is re-implementing this method, right, and providing some other definition, right? So sometimes if we want that once inheritance done, if my method is having the same name, I can provide some other definition for that class. So this is what method overriding does. But here you have to make sure that in case of method overloading, what you used to do, you used to change the number of parameter, sequence of the parameter, data type of the parameter, but here everything will should remain the same, right? So you cannot say that int a here, int a, int 4, sorry, int a here. If you do like this, this sign will go, which means it is not a case of method overriding. And if I now if I say obj dot, so you will get both the method because you have changed the number of parameter, right? So here in this case of method overriding, you have to keep everything same, right? So if I come, if I remove this, then only you will see green sign, right? And if I change the return type, let us see, return 5, So then also it is not allowing you. Okay, so why error is coming here? So it is saying in the class A you have to change the same, because you cannot achieve method overriding like this. Everything should be same, right? If I do like this int here, then only it will allow you. So return 6. And you can see error gone. Right now again it is a case of method overriding, because return type is also same, right? So make sure you do not have to change the number of parameter. Like if I say number here, right, so then I should also provide one parameter here as well, then only method overriding will be achieved, right? Is it clear to everyone? Now you can see only one method will come, obj dot. Only one method is coming, which is coming from the class B if you declare the object like this, right? So if I remove this and if I print it, so let me again take the simple instead of doing this. And if I write obj dot show, right, it is saying class B show method if you declare the create the object like this. And suppose if I create the object like this here, a obj equals to new b, creating the object of our parent class, and the reference variable will also be the same. So obj1 dot show. So you can see again, because as we are creating the object of class A, things are same here, right? You are going to call only class A, not class B. So if you see, methods name are same, but if I print it, first it is calling class B because I am using extends keyword. So from the class B, this method, once that I am using extends keyword, so once the same method is coming here, I am changing the definition of method, right? So this is what green sign says, that this method is simply overriding the all the details of class A method, right? So you can see it is saying overrides this method, overrides a dot show method, right? So this is what this line says. If your methods name are same, that method overriding will happen here. And if I suppose do like this, a obj equals to new b. So here methods name are same. Let me take it as obj3, right? And if I say obj, so here what is the case of upcasting? I hope you remember that we have discussed upcasting. Now this child object, this is our child class. Why it is a child class? Because class B is extending our parent class A. This child class is converted to class A object, right? And if I say obj3 dot show, so let me comment this, right? So now this class A object, sorry, class B object converted to class A. So if I run it, so which method should get called? Can anyone tell me? Let us see. Let us see. So you got the output different this time. Why is it so? See, if you remember that if I just change the method name, right, you might think that let me first change the method name. Suppose if I take the method name as different, show a, save it, and here show b. Method names are different here, you can clearly see, right? And here if I try to call dot show a, right? So now you can see class B object converted to class A object. So we are only going to get class A method name, right? If I write B here, it will give error because this object is converted to class A object. So as it is converted to class A object, class A will only have one method, which is show A, right? So it is fine here, and it will run class A, right? So it will run fine, that is not an issue. But if I make the method name same, if I write method name same, show here, right, this time method names are same, right, and methods name are same here, and if I say dot show, so here in the as of now it is displaying that this show method should run for class A, right? But as the methods name are same, it is running the class B in case of methods are same. So why? Because, so let me write it here, because if method name are same, and if you are writing in this way, a parent object equals to new child, parent variable equals to object of child variable, and if the methods are same, then Java virtual machine will decide which method I should call, right? Earlier, if you remember in the method overloading, who is deciding that? It is decided by compiler. Here Java virtual machine will decide which method should I call based on the runtime. So this definition you will find many places, runtime type of object. So what is this runtime type of object? Which means even if upcasting is done here, but as we are having the methods with the same name, now if such a case occur, in that case that particular method of the class will be called, like here if you see at 70 line, which reference variable, this reference variable will have the object of type class B, right? So as it is having the object of class B, now on the runtime class B object will be called, right? So this is a case of, we call it as a runtime polymorphism, which means at the runtime JVM will decide which method to call. If the methods name are same, we already see that it is working as expected. But if the methods name are different, then it is doing upcasting, that is okay, and also calling the method of class A. But if methods name are same, here methods name are same, in the A and B methods name are same, and if I am declaring it in this way, now that particular method will be called, that the object, this is the object, it is having the, this reference variable will have the object of class B, right? As the methods name are same, now class B object is contained into this variable, reference variable. So this reference variable will call the method of class B, right? I think you are able to get why we are getting it. Is it clear to everyone? Please tell me that whether it is clear, otherwise when we were discussing.
Once more, this part, the last one, why it's calling the method of B.
Okay, so if I again, let me write here, if I am declaring like that, show a different method, right, different methods. So there is no method overriding because we are having the different methods. So if I write like this, so here what will happen, upcasting will be done. So we are now, this class B object is converted to class A object, and if I say show B method, so you are not able to call this method because we are having the object of class A from the above line. And if I write like this, then it is fine. It will simply run. It will simply run class A show method, right? Is it clear to everyone, this part? If you are having the methods with a different name, then it will call this. But if I'm trying to achieve method overriding, how you can achieve method overriding? It is applicable in more than one class, right? So just keep the methods name same and also the number of parameter and the return type, right? Methods name are same. You can see green tick will come here. Now this method, if I want to call, and if I write like this, right, as the methods name are same, this time, now that particular method will be called, right? Right here, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to call one show method, right? So here do not assume that it will call the method of class A because upcasting is done here. Here as the methods name are same, so at the runtime, let me write at the runtime, that method will be called, right? That particular method will be called, like if I say this object will be created of class B and then obj3, like if I write here obj3 holding reference of class B, right? Here obj3 holding the reference of class B, and also methods name are also same. So as obj3 is holding the object of class B, so if I say obj3 dot show when the methods name are same, so as we are having the class B object to this variable, now this obj3 is going to call the class B method, right? So this is basically a class B method. That's why we are, if I run this program, you will see class B show method, right? Not class A, because methods name are same. So this is nothing, we call it as a runtime polymorphism. We are saying because method is having the same name in class A and class B, and we are saying it is a runtime polymorphism because at the runtime, JVM, which is our Java virtual machine, will decide which method I should call based on the type of object. This variable will have, this is the variable, right? So here the things are different, right? So this is basically, we call it as a runtime polymorphism. Is it clear to everyone? Let me take one more example, so that otherwise I do not want that this. Okay, so let me take one vehicle class, right? So this is our parent class, and suppose it is having one method which is public void paint. So basically this method, what will do, it will set the paint of the our vehicle to red, right? Like if I take one more class, if I write like Maruti is our one car, and this Maruti class, if you remember why we do inheritance, so if I want to color my Maruti class as red as well, so why, if I can do like this in Maruti, if I write the same method, right? Why I'm doing that? Because I want that my Maruti should also be painted red. So that's why I have written the code again. But if you see, that is not a good approach. I am rewriting the same duplicate code again. So better to extend the class. I hope this is clear. This is clear to everyone, that why we have to extend this, why we have to do inheritance here. Is it clear? And if I take one more class, so suppose if I say, like, suppose there is one more car I am having. Okay, so now I want what I want, this is our going to be the parent class, right? So if I extend this class, right, if I say extends, which is our parent vehicle class, right? And if I come here in my main method, if I come in my main method and create the object of Jaguar class, j dot, so if I save it, so as it is extending the vehicle class, so I can print car, right? And if I say Jaguar dot paint, sorry, not here, I will say j dot paint, right? So if I run it, right, it will say red paint done on the car, which is fine. So this part is clear to everyone till now? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have not discussed anything new as of now. But suppose if I am extending the vehicle class, right? So I want that my Jaguar car should be colored in yellow, not red, right? I said that uh, that Maruti car, if there is one Maruti car that can be painted red, that is fine. But for my Jaguar class, I need to print it. I need to paint my Jaguar car in yellow. So what I can do if such a case arrive?
Method overriding.
Yeah. So I can do this way. If I instead of I do not do like this, I can do like this. I will say yellow paint, right? I have done yellow paint, and if I simply call this method j dot paint, and suppose if I just write where it is here, I said that Jaguar car, right? So if I call this, suppose I have created another method and it will print yellow. But here if you see why we are creating the method again, right? Because for uh, if I can somehow use this method, if I somehow use this method which is present in the vehicle class to paint my car in yellow. So this how I can do, I can use extends which is vehicle. Now this same method, I will copy and place it here. Instead of creating method like this, I will keep it here, right? And what I will done here, you can see red is the paint. I will change the definition of the method. I will say yellow, right? So you can see I am not creating method with a different name. Also I am achieving the method overriding, right? So this is the reason I am doing method overriding, because I want some other color on my car. And if I run it j dot paint, right? And if I do like this,
It will be yellow.
yeah, it will be yellow. So this is the reason we are doing method overriding, so that somehow if my car require some other color, right? Similarly, if I say Maruti, right? If I say same color, I want my Maruti to be painted yellow or you can say black, right? So I can change the definition here, right? Again, method overriding concept here. So this is the reason we are doing method overriding. And suppose if I create some other method with the different name, public void, if I say v1 method, v1 method right here, and if I write one more different method, so I will not write the same method, I will say j1 method, right? v1 and j1. Okay, so if I write like this, so here you can clearly see in these two classes, this one and this one, we are having the same method, this one and this one, method with the same name. Also we are having the method with the different name. This is the different and this is also different. So let us see all the cases that if we write how which method will going to call. So this is the simplest case, right? If I write j dot j1, right? So v1 method will also come here. Why it is coming? Because I'm using extends keyword, so you can call both the method, right? j1 and v1, that is fine. So if I write like this, j dot v1, right? And this, which method will be called? Here the things are very simple, right? As we are creating the object of the particular class, and the class name is also same, so it will call class. Yeah, so it will call child class. So yellow pen done and j1 and v1 method, right? But if I write like this, jaguar j2 obj equals to new, not like this, it is vehicle new, right? Okay, so suppose if I first consider these two as the typecast, as these two methods are different, right? Clearly you can see this method is having different name and this method is also having different name. So if I write in such a way, now this for the different method, upcasting is already done, right? And if I try to call obj dot, as this child object is converted to parent object, so only one method, which is v1, which is coming from the parent class, because this object has transformed, will you are able to access, right? And also able to run it if I, right? And if I try to say obj.j1, it will not be accessible because this object is converted to parent object, right? So this part is clear to everyone, why we are only getting one method here. Yeah, so let me write it. But if I talk about the method which is having the same name, this method is having the same name here and here as well, right? So as we are doing method overriding, and if I write, so we are also doing the method overriding here, and it is calling the method of the child class because both are same, that is okay. But if I write like this, so do not think that this time it will call, do not think that this time that method will be called. Methods are name are same, so that method will be called. So the reference variable, so the type of object reference variable will have, that method is going to be called, right? So here as the methods name are same, if I write like that, so if I run this program, which which reference variable will this obj have? Sorry, which object this reference variable will have? It is of Jaguar object. So as it is having the Jaguar object, as the methods name are same, now it will call the method of Jaguar class only, right? So if you see this, if I run it, you can see it is Jaguar coming from the Jaguar class. So you can also write that uh, is it clear to everyone? Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, we will see next topic in the other session.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.